JoJo builds, and I'm not relaxing. I'm under the Chevette right now, and well, we're gonna get some work done, and you're gonna see this. So at the time of this recording, I had planned to do things a certain way, and it just didn't turn out the way I originally planned, and it actually came out good. But the way I explained things in this early video isn't the way it came out, and so I'm gonna just time lapse certain things, and you'll see certain things happening on the screen. I show bits and pieces of me shorting the housing, and I went along and I explained certain things. I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the way it all like sounded and recorded, and sometimes I feel like my videos are a little bit long winded. So I'm gonna just show the time lapse portion of where I'm at, and then we'll get into a little video portion of pretty much where I'm at now. And I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you for supporting. I'll be hoping to come out with t-shirts pretty soon. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate what you guys do for me. Take care, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. vlog style video. I know it's been a little while, and I promised updates on the Chevette, and I was gonna do a whole build showing how I cut the rear and so on and so forth. But a lot of things has happened since then. I had problems getting some parts, and I have all the parts now. And then I had issues recording. I did some recordings, and for whatever reason, my main camera that I use, it wasn't really putting out like the proper resolution. And remember, I'm more of a mechanic than a cameraman, so I still haven't really figured that out 100% yet. So I'm using my my smaller camera, my action style camera. So I guess this is the housing. I just got through painting it and cleaning it up. It's already been shortened. As you can see, I shortened the tubes. I ended up cutting it to a total length of what axle to axle will be 50 inches. These are not the axles. I'm just using the stock axles to kind of hold the housing in place while I was painting. But I already have the other axle, the axles that are going to be going in here. They're going to be 33 spline Mosier axles with C-clip eliminator. So if you see here, some things. I pretty much shortened this housing as short as I could go and keep the same style setup as I had going on. Right now I'm going to be using a 3-inch back spacing rim and a 9-inch tire, but in the future, if I mini tub the car with a different back spacing rim, I should be able to fit your traditional 275 60 on a 10-inch or maybe even 12-inch rim. But I didn't want to mini tub the car being this close to race season, and I try to keep everything within a stock wheel tub. So at the end of this video, you will see actually some pictures with this housing already mocked up. I took everything apart to clean it and paint it so everything's nice and pretty under there. But I already had this rear mocked up under the car, and I show you some of the things what we did down there. But as you see here, I had to weld like a little piece of angle iron on both sides because the U-bolt that's gonna hold the axle in place on the leaf spring was gonna be right on where the taper of the axle is. So this will just keep it from the U-bolt from sliding down to the taper. But other than that, it's just your traditional, I cut the housings, found a good section in the middle, and I used 3 pieces of angle iron to help center the tube, welded, and everything seems very straight, everything came out very well. I welded everything in place, and then, I centered the axle in the car, and I welded the perches at the right pinion angle. Setting up, I was setting it up with a -3 degrees of pinion angle. Later on, I may decide to go with a little bit more, a little less. I will use shims. Alright, so that's pretty much it. This is just a bare housing right now, but you can see that the axles are touching each other inside there. So yeah, I cut quite a bit off of this axle, this differential. It'd be about 5 inches per side, give or take. So let me bring you inside. I'll cover up the screen a little bit so you don't see my giant mess. But you can see these are the axles, and I'm going with a 5/8 stud with it. So pretty much as strong as the axle you could build with a GM 8.5. It's why I stayed with GM 8.5 because I already had the dry shaft for it realistically, and that was pretty much my only reason. And I already had the axle, so I had an 8.8, which would be a tad bit stronger, better aftermarket. But I had the 8.5, and as fast as I'm going, I think I'm not gonna have too much of an issue. There's guys that have been dipping into eights with a much heavier car than what I got, and they're able to do it. So if they can do it with a heavy car, I should be able to have no problems going wherever I plan on going with this car and how light the car is going to be. So these are the Calvert split monoleafs that I'll be using. You know, I'm going to switch over to getting rid of the slapper bars that I had on it, and I'm going to a Calvert traction system. I already test fitted everything. It fits and works beautifully. For a car that was never came leaf spring, switching and converting this to leaf spring isn't that bad if you know how to do some welding. And let me crawl under here and show you a few things. So, I did have to, for the 28 by 9, again, I'll show you the picture of how the car sits and stuff like that at the end of the video. For the 28 by 9, I did have to trim a 1/4 inch pretty much all the way around on the factory wheel well. And I still need to, do a final cleanup. It's still a little tight down at the end and the front. But for the most part, it fits. And I might have to still do a few little trimming, but it kind of fits like it belongs there. So, in my opinion, it looks pretty good. Get my scooter and some light. So, as you see here, this is the front part of the cow tracks and how it fits. Now, this is the factory pocket for a Chevette. The trailing arm would go there, and I'm using it as a spring mount, and it fits perfectly, and it just simply works. You have to do minor modifications. If you look down at the end and over here, you see that there's a brake cable bracket you have to unbolt, and it has 2 lips that you have to grind down. But after you grind those lips down, you'll be able to fit the whole the Calvert bracket, no problem. Let me get the light. Yeah, so you'll be able to fit the Calvert bracket, no problem, and it fits the way it should. And there's plenty of clearance to go up and down. I'm gonna have to move my fuel line, but other than that, I mean, the traction system is gonna work as it should. In the back here, so what I have here in the back is I welded a plate of 1/8 inch, and then we use a 3/16 plate to space out on top of the 2x3 square tube, and then welded a slider to that. And using that type of spacing, we're able to pretty much set the wheel right exactly the way it's supposed to be. Again, you'll see the pictures very soon. And if you don't know what sliders are, I'll see if I could find a video and explain it right now. So what we have here in the top left corner is a slider, and we're going to see how the slider works as it goes down the track. It allows a freer movement of the rear suspension, and allows, as you see right there, allows, especially initial hook, a separation on the rear tires, and it allows it to happen a little bit more rapidly than you will get with a shackle. So this type of setup is preferred when you're doing a drag setup. So yeah, so this is a setup. It's a leaf spring with a slider with a Calvert traction bar. It, like I said, if you know how to weld, you could put a leaf spring under one of these cars fairly easily, and have a decent suspension setup for drag racing. you will have to get rid of the factory gas tank. The factory gas tank ain't gonna work, but everything but the factory gas tank is gonna function just fine. So yeah, like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to uh, weld up a little patches for the factory floor pan a little bit. But other than that, everything's ready to go, and hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have a rolling chassis again, and we'll be getting ready to go to the track very soon. So that's exciting, at least for me. So this is Bro Joe Builds, and I hope you enjoy, and God bless, and hope to see you guys soon.